And that headshot, I don't think that would have killed him if he actually had a head armor. That's quite strange to me, actually. I don't know if he forgot to buy it or if he just couldn't afford it. But NiP actually took the site really good. It's just that retake again from virtus.pro. Snacks, 1-on-2, manages to win the round for virtus.pro.
Big games need big game players, and Snacks is exactly that, as NiP know to their detriment in Katowice. 8-0, the Poles lead. Snacks to see action with Forrest coming his way now. First frag goes the way of Snacks, but Freiburg is there to stop the rock. And there is an unleashed Freiburg with the remaining 3 NiP players about to come towards that ramp room. But Freiburg is intent on causing trouble, but Neo is having none of it. Lands the AWP. Wonders if there's more coming, but he's got incoming himself here, having surrendered ramp room. Chose for the dropping shot on to exist. Cannot get it, and those 3 NiP players are charging down to the lower site. Taz and Pasha are going to have to mount the retake with the help of Bjarli. Question is, do they want to stop that plant? They fire into the smoke, but there'll be nothing for it. And Pasha shows himself there. The remaining 2 are alone, and Getright's going to get him. Bjarli goes down. Taz now 1-on-3. Not going to do it. NiP have their first round.
Great round by NiP. They lost the entry. They still managed to win the round. Some excellent play coming in from the NiP players there. They managed to hit their shots, and actually, they won an afterplant. The first one in the game.
Now, differently to when they to the afterplant we had on the lower side earlier, virtus.pro this time tried to stop the plant, and in doing so went 1-on-3, 1-on-3, 1-on-3.
Yeah, I think the problem there was actually when Pasha went down from short. That's when NiP actually got the better of that whole retake scenario. If he would have just closed the door and he would have survived, I think that hole would have been much harder for NiP. And this is what NiP is about. It's about grinding rounds, not doing anything fancy. Yeah, they have some smokes outside, but that's about it. On this map, we're basically just basing our performance on our individual skills.
But having won that one round, a follow-up defeat would be a catastrophe for NiP if the money system would reset. See what they have in the locker. Freiburg's gone a long, long way. Kaleli makes his way over towards ramp room when Neo is holding house.
And time is ticking down there. 30 seconds left. NiP needs to get something done.
It's Taz that's will have heard Exist come in behind him, but nothing doing. The action is elsewhere. Pasha and Neo both with frags. Freiburg and Exist cancel them out though as we go to a 3-on-3, and Taz is about to see trouble. Makalele comes his way. Taz Freiburg helping him out on the ramp run, but Freiburg is holding court there, going nowhere.
There's no time.
Planted down, and with 4 seconds left to go, no matter what, these, as long as Taz stays alive, which he does with some aplomb, he will win the round, and that'll be virtus.pro picking it up.
A bit of a sloppy play by NiP that actually didn't even clear out the site before they started to get the bomb down. Even though the time was running out, they had Exist. He was actually in vents. I don't know how he managed to get there, but he was there lurking. NiP did have the time to actually just at least clear out the site, then get the bomb down. Then that situation wouldn't have happened. And it was, up until that point, it was looking really good for NiP.
9-1 VP. This has been a fantastic first half for them. That auto sniper from Pasha comes under heavy fire on the other side. Freiburg does get the first frag of the round. It's Snacks that goes down. Can Pasha clear that out? Or will he be challenged by Freiburg again, who has just 11 points of health? Bjarli had 2 of his own, though Makalele and Exist both go down. Forrest chimes in, and Bjarli's out for the count. Taz has to come across onto the top. Will hold back. Freiburg now chasing around the outside, gets himself the frag up top onto Neo. And it's Taz 1-on-2. Freiburg only 11 points of health. If he can nullify that threat, it'll be a bite-sized piece that is Getright. Freiburg is where Taz is not expecting, and NiP have their second round.
Freiburg Freiburg, Freiburg, Freiburg. I have no words. NiP had one rifle, and that was in the hands of Freiburg, and he did work.
Does what he does best.
Yes, he does. A great round by Freiburg. He actually went big there, and I think that's exactly what NiP needed.
And if you look on the scoreboard, Freiburg has 12 frags to the rest of NiP on 4s and 5s. There's a split of 7 from first to second place. That is how hard Freiburg is pushing right now for NiP.
Oh yeah, and that's exactly what NiP needs as well. Freiburg, which is their key player, I would say. He's the one getting the entries, he's the one doing the work. Now you actually see Forrest with the off instead of Michael, which I find a little bit strange. I'm not saying Forrest is a bad offer, I'm just saying take the use of Michael's great op.
Pasha and his scout dispatch of that danger man Freiburg. The remaining players with just 17 frags between them in these 11 rounds, and when you nullify such a threat, it makes the rest of the job that much easier. Forrest signaling for reinforcements out in the yard as he leads the charge. NiP have control of outside, but there's a full complement of players waiting for them. Quick peek out there from Neo. Not sure if he saw that up.
If he peeks now, he should be dead. But Neo actually smart enough player. He backs off.
Look about this weapon split we've got on VP.
Yeah, they have no money.
Makalele gets the first frag, but elsewhere frags are coming in for VP. They have 3 of them. And Forrest 1 on 4. Goes in to claim the bomb, but will do no such thing. And VP have their 10th round.
Yeah, and this is what I was talking about on the CT side on Nuke. Sure, virtus.pro have 10 rounds, or they had 9 rounds. NiP only had 2, and yet virtus.pro was forced to basically just full buy with what they had and didn't have any money. So the scoreline here is, yeah, virtus.pro, they're in the lead, they have 10 rounds, but their money is extremely low. If NiP can just win this round, force that virtus.pro on another save, it can still end in a 10-5 scoreline, and that's really good for NiP.
Snacks opens up with the AWP frag onto Forrest. Neo about to see action on Radbrim as the Ninjas come charging in it. Exist to claim the headshot onto him, and now Snacks has to come inside. He's not going to get the back of anyone's head going down that ramp. They have pushed quickly in towards the lower side, and Taz will have to lend a hand with that P90, but is doing no such thing. Freiburg gets the frag. NiP, 3 men after plant here, with Pasha coming in to aid the VP cause. Makalele in a great position. Exist has made himself hard to find. And virtus.pro will lose seconds trying to find these remaining NiP players. Makalele is going to have to show himself. Gets the first. Lovely play. Is there a second there? He's isolated though, and will use that smoke to put out the Molotov. Goes into the smoke himself and will not be able to stop the defuse. Talk us through what we just saw.
Yeah. Makalele actually had a very good chance of winning that round. It's just a shame. He was trying to run out of shorts, and he just couldn't get through the smoke. He couldn't see anything. Great round by Virtus nonetheless. They won, and they're playing fabulous right now. And as we were saying before, the driving force of virtus.pro is indeed Pasha. He's the one that's playing like Pasha does. He's the one that virtus.pro actually needed in order to actually be able to win Nuke, for example, and that's exactly what's happening.
So mixed buy from NiP. So talk us through what Pasha is doing right, aside from obviously picking up frags.
Well, Pasha is that kind of player. He's really hard to play against because you never really know what Pasha will do, and he's extremely talented at what he does, and obviously he's a really great aimer as well, so that doesn't really help the cause. So he's just an extremely solid player.
It's going to be an 8 push, and Bialy and Taz combined for 4 frags. It's get right, left standing, and that will be a VP round. 12-2, last round of the half. This is an impressive performance.
Yeah, I would love to see a main split here coming in from NiP. They don't have a lot of money, so they actually have to do something fast. They can't just rely on perhaps maybe take a slow round and try and get a pick or 2. I would love to see a main split. 2 guys coming in from main and 3 guys from the lobby.
There's been an intensity about Taz this tournament that has been quite scary. I caught it before he came to the game. And there was no joking around. Taz had his war face on.
Indeed he did. Taz means business. He's really in this tournament to win it. They put down a lot of work and they really want to win their second major.
No one has managed that just yet. Forrest will connect with a headshot on towards Taz. Second frag from Freiburg. And as they push in towards that A site, they will put the bomb down, and VP have a 3-on-5 reclaim that they're going to attempt now. Neo leads the charge. It's just being distracted by Miraculously, and will be distracted to kill him. But as Pasha now mounts the retake onto Forrest, he is taking fire elsewhere. Gets the first onto Exist, but Get Right gets the return. VP coming in hard here with Snacks, 1 versus 2. He's firing blind, but has got the kill on the Freiburg. Has Get Right and Forrest left to find as a bomb ticks louder and louder. Surely Snacks won't be able to pull this one off. Get Right just completely invisible as he pulls out. Will get shut down. And NiP will take that third round, and a crucial one. They had to do it.
Yes, indeed they did. 3 rounds on the board. Again, NiP is super strong on the CT side. I don't know if Michael would actually take over Get Right's position outside, or if he's just going to take over mine again on ramp. But that's exactly what NiP needed to do. They've been trying the standard rounds. It wasn't really panning out for them. They tried to do some ramp rounds as well. That didn't work. They got shut down everywhere. And then now they just tried on basically a simple A round. They smoked off main, they smoked out Sniper's Nest, and they just rushed in. They got 2 entries, got the bomb down, and managed to hold the afterplant.
Talk us through the scoreboard. From the VP side, much as you would expect?
Yeah, it's very even on the board for VP. I think all of them have been playing extremely stable. So they're just working as a team right now. And again, great team play, great retakes, an extremely solid first half performance. On the NiP side, it's really only Freiburg that did some work. Like he was the driving force in NiP, and I think without his superb play, NiP wouldn't have gotten these 3 rounds that they have, especially that 1 round where Freiburg was the only one with the rifle, and he managed to get 4, and that was just such a huge round for Freiburg, and it's plays like that NiP really needs right now. And you can see here, looking at NiP in the camera, they still look very confident because they know what they are capable of on the CT side. And there you see Heaton. Can we get some noise for Heaton, everybody? I actually feel for that guy. When I was watching NiP versus ESC in the group stage, I was always like, Heaton has always told everyone that it's actually worse to watch the games.
Because you can't influence it.
And when I was watching that game, I just wanted to leave the building, basically. I was so nervous for NiP, and knowing Heaton as well, he watches every single game. I just don't know how he does it.
If you're just joining us, the scoreline is virtus.pro 12, Ninjas in Pajamas 3. VP started on the CT side, which, in its own way, should not be a misleading scoreline. NiP can do this, but they're going to have to play close to a perfect half.
Yeah, you know, the first things first, they need a pistol round. And this smoke by Snacks is actually one that's extremely solid. He rarely misses it, and it's extremely good. So we might actually see a fast round here coming in from virtus.pro.
Back by that grenade going in towards the squeaky door. It'll be Miraculously who has to retreat from ramp room as virtus.pro take control. Snacks looking for someone to come down, and right as he does, Forrest is there. Forrest has 2. He goes for the 3rd, gets it. Forrest shuts down virtus.pro. Bialy, last man standing, 1 on 4. And is going nowhere. NiP pick up the pistol round.
Forrest with 3 kills on the pistol. Where was that Forrest in the first half? NiP needs that Forrest. And if he can be like this for the second half now, I think NiP have a really good shot at actually winning this map.
Yeah, Forrest and Get Right, you have 2 players, and maybe Freiburg as well, who fluctuate in their form so much. As a player who has to sit next to that, is it frustrating because you're like, man, I know that you can be the best player in this game. What's going on? Or do you just have to stay calm and know that they'll come good again?
When we were playing, we rarely looked at the scoreboard. We rarely noticed who was playing good, who was playing bad, because we play as a team, or we played as a team when I was still on the team, and that was really what was going through our mind. If we were losing rounds, it wasn't because of a specific player. It was because of the team wasn't performing up to their standards.
That is a textbook answer. You have been PR trained. Snacks gets himself the frag onto Forrest as Get Right returns the favor with his FAMAS. virtus.pro will claim the next. Where are VP going to find this hole now that they have that man advantage?
Well, so far, VP actually, it's looking good for VP. They actually have map control right now. NiP is basically stuck. They're just in there. virtus.pro can come from basically anywhere right now. That's why you see Exist. He's terrified from them coming by the sniper's nest, and that's exactly what VP is doing as well. So we can just see if he can manage to get 1 or 2 guys here. That's what NiP needs.
And they'll time Neo coming in from behind at the exact same moment. Bjarli who's in position. Here comes the push. Exist. Saw only a pixel. That was all he needed. friberg and his famous elsewhere is dispatched of Neo, and the VP sandwich has been eaten.
Exist. That is actually Exist spot. I don't know how many highlights he's gotten from that exact same spot he was standing on. It was looking very good for NiP. friberg was holding Exist back, so that's what we're talking about. Neo's just about to flank Exist when virtus.pro comes up on the sniper's nest. But virtus.pro, he held us back as a proper teammate, and Exist did work.
virtus.pro, I mean, they are big members of this community. They're a big part of the top level of CS. Well, it looks like VP are going to move pretty quickly, and we'll come back to this in just a second. As friberg will see action coming through the squeaky door and loads into 2. Neo and Pasha both go down. There's a third for him there if he wants it. Forest will take it off his toes. friberg finishes off Bjarli. And this will be the next round for NiP. Top level of CS right now, very different to when I first got involved several years ago. It's very prickly. It was, everyone's standoffish. Now in CSGO, everyone's, best friends at least within some circles. virtus.pro, big characters within that scene. Yourself, after a game like the one in Katowice, you go for a beer with VP. How was Taz and co in that scenario?
They're extremely friendly, like always. That's the beauty of this CSGO scene that we have right now, where everyone, when we're playing against each other, it's full-on war, We're not going to be friends with you during the game, but after the game and before the game, we're all good friends with each other. We all want to win, and we all have that very competitive mindset. But that's only during the game. And here, VP's first fire round. Let's see what they can do.
$1 million question that maybe you can answer. How do you open up this NiP CT side on Nuke?
Just playing standard. Just do what they do best. It's just, hold their positions.
Right with the auto sniper is waiting for Bjarli. The flash forces him out, but Bjarli with a crucial headshot dispatches of GetRight, and now it's on Forest to help. Forest does get 1, but Pasha has returned the favor, and there are now 3 coming around the outside. But friberg is having none of it. Taz dropped, and Neo on the other side of the smoke to Exist. They are staring straight at one another, and in the end, dance away. See what they do this time. No smoke to clear this one. Sees the gun, and Neo heeds the warning. VP push in, looking for the next frag. It's 3 on 3. The Snex tries to bait out friberg this time, who swapped with Exist. But the result is all the same. Exist gets the next one. Last man standing, Pasha. NiP CT side. Holding true to form.
Forest screaming, Exist again. I think he's woken up now. friberg and Exist on the CT side. They're the driving force of NiP as well. They're the ones holding the A bomb side, and they do a superb job at it. I think VP there actually did a mistake. You had Snacks go up sniper's nest. Before the rest of the virtus.pro members, they didn't even have time to get into huts. There was no communication there, and there was really no teamwork.
From that 3-on-3 situation, I mean, taking out GetRight on the outside, it was perfect play. Was it the next execution that was wrong,
yes,
or did they just take too long?
It's not that they took too long, it's just they didn't really work together. They need to talk to each other there and be like, okay, I'm going up sniper's nest now, be ready to go out huts. And that's not really what happened. It took another 5 seconds, and that's why NiP could just, after they got that first frag, they could just turn around, and Exist could just start smacking some heads in the hut area as well.
They've countered GetRight 2 rounds in a row on the outside there. First with a headshot, the second with that smoke just keeping him out of the game. But what's waiting for this echoing VP side is a quick bomb plant. And an AK for the after plant hold. They're in with a real chance here. Get Right has come down, and miraculously with that Mag 7 going up against Neo. Isolating him from the after plant, and look at the health on that. Whoa, what a hit from Neo. Headshot takes down miraculously. Exist is out as well on the other side. Snax gets it. Neo finishes off the job, and virtus.pro pick up a big round.
Indeed they did. They actually didn't have any weapons. They had pistols. I actually don't know what really happened there from NiP side. Normally that should be an easy win from NiP, especially on a map like Nuke. You have one guy that actually died on the lower side. Getrois actually ramped that round, so by the time virtus.pro actually came lower, instead of Getroid holding that position that he normally does, he actually rotated back, holding from around the sniper nest area. And I think that whole scenario there, just letting VP go unpunished for that long and just try and play retake on Nuke, that's actually a bad idea, especially on this map. You need to hold the sites, because once you get the bomb on, especially on lower, it's actually extremely hard to retake.
13-7 VP. The cushion goes up to 6 with their first round of their T side. They're 3 away from map 1, which is NiP's map choice. It will be Cash next if you're just joining us. With Inferno if we need it. Pasha gets the frag number 1 with that auto sniper on to Get Right, from whom he stole it. Snax is down. Bjarly again around the outside. And VP having a lot of joy out there.
Yeah, they're getting a lot of picks. NiP tried to do a little bit of yard play.
miraculously gets revenge to Neo for the headshot he had in the last round. The 3 VP players now on the prowl. Now we'll make their entry in towards that lower side, and it'll be Forest who ties the shoelace of Bjarly with that M4 of his. In comes Taz shooting up towards miraculously, coming down from Rabraman, dispatches off him with the auto sniper, and that's Taz again with the AK, and this is looking mighty fine for VP. They push in, it's only Exist who can save them. He can't get past the second man. 14-7, VP looking powerful.
Yeah, indeed they do, and you can actually see if you look at NiP's way to hold lower bomb sites into and if you compare it to virtus.pro, virtus.pro likes to retake that site, whereas for NiP they like to actually try and hold the site before they even get the bomb down. That's exactly what happened, and I think virtus.pro actually know about it. That's why they took it so slow and methodical going into that bomb site. Just checked every corner and just got the picks. I'm actually quite surprised that I haven't seen NiP put miraculously outside with that op, especially knowing that Gera is currently having problems holding that outside area. Then, you know, get an op on miraculously, have him hold there.
I was going to ask you, is the problem not what happens after, but the very first part where they're taking so much map control by going outside, 3 rounds in a row?
Yeah, they are, and I think the problem here is because right now, from what I've seen from NiP, they're playing exactly like they did when I was still playing. Exactly the same. miraculously just took over my spots, and I think that's the issue. They need to, when you get a new player, you need to get some new ideas, and one of them ideas would be to put, you know, maybe miraculously outside instead. Just switch some positions around.
Clearly in there, Rapram with his shotgun has a very angry group of virtus.pro players taking control, and if virtus.pro go much further, they will get that bomb down. Get Right has the CZ onto Bjarly that plants that bomb firmly at the bottom of the ramp. Next from Get Right is Taz before Snax shuts him down and follows up with a second on to Exist. Freiburg 1 on 3. There's one man you want in this situation. It may well be him, but he is isolated and he is giving his all to Pasha. Does get that kill, but oh, what a hit from Freiburg onto Neo! But Neo's.
That was so close. Last remaining VP member had 4 HP. That could have been an amazing job from Freiburg. Instead now, VP's on match point. NiP, they don't have a lot of money. They need to win this round. Otherwise, first map goes to VP, and it was NiP's map pick.
Whoa. Close, but no cigar. 8 rounds for virtus.pro to close out map 1. And take us on to Cash their map, but they looked so good on yesterday.
Yeah, and that map's going to be extremely tough for NiP. You actually see now, miraculously, he has a scout only, but he's actually outside. You see, Get Right, he actually pushed outside. He's extremely aggressive.
This was the call from Fifth Laren. Push Makelele outside and ask a different question of virtus.pro. And don't think they would have seen Get Right pushed up there.
No, they won't. As long as Makelele does a good job at baiting. As you can see, virtus.pro, they have other plans. They're not even going to bother with outside.
Get Right retreats to join the fun at ramp room where action is incoming. Forrest has had to drop down for that lower side. Sorry, it was Makelele who's gone inside with his scout. And he will be challenged shortly by Neo as well. As here they come to him. He fires off the first shot, had only a whisker to aim at, but pulls out. And the inevitability is this push onto the lower side, which Get Right coming all the way around the outside will be confirming now. Next with the first, Get Right is down. Neo follows suit though. Big hit from Forrest. Freiburg also joining in with his Famas onto Pasha. Last man up is Snacks here. VP have only 59 points of health that separate their defeat in this round. Freiburg has a hat-trick. And with 3 seconds to go, checks himself out of there and saves that AK.
Yeah, again, solid by Freiburg. Freiburg is the only driving force right now in NiP. If he's not getting 1 or 2 frags every round, it looks like NiP can't really hold what virtus.pro is doing, because virtus.pro is playing so well right now. And again, Freiburg, 26 frags.
And what type of a personality is he when he's on this form? Is he the Ronaldo kind of, look at me, I'm so good, or is he the Messi, I do this for everyone?
Yeah, I do this for everyone. Every time Freiburg gets a kill, you will hear him like, come on guys, we can do this. And he's exactly like that, even when he's not playing, perhaps, this well.
Makelele with the shots out in the yard area. This is where VP have had so much success. Can Makelele change that? He's about to be pushed by much more than he bargained for. And could do with a helping hand, with Snacks in the end getting the frag onto him. Makelele down. Pasha now has control. Get Right going to challenge him as he will retreat back to ramp room and join up. 4 on 4. 7 rounds. NiP must hold, or VP will claim a powerful 1-map lead on NiP's home base.
And that round you actually saw Makelele actually had the op and he went outside again. I think that's a good call to make.
Get Right more than anything spies 2 VP players outside. Freiburg in the vents will jump up to the A site. There's Forrest with the first AK. Can he get the second? Yes, he can. There's a third here for him in Bialy, who's racing to put that bomb down. Forrest completes a hat-trick, and Pasha now, last man standing, will go down. Taking down Makelele was just the first hurdle on the outside. Getting that bomb site, NiP put up a Forrest in front of them.
Yeah, and this is what NiP does so well on this map. Even though they give outside to their opponents, their B-hold is extremely solid because the rotation is so good coming in from NiP, and Forrest with an extremely important 3-kill here.
Six rounds the difference.
Yeah, and VP opts to actually save. Pasha buys an op, just to do some damage. I don't think VP is really expecting to win here. I think they just want to keep NiP's money to a low so they can't keep on getting these auto snipers and these ops on Makelele.
Get Right claims the life of Taz. Remember, VP did open up on a save round. They won the save round after losing their first buy by just pushing outside.
Yeah, but I think that's just sloppy play from NiP, and they're not going to let that same mistake happen twice.
Pasha's been unable to get that AWP into a position where he can exercise its full power. He'll take on Makelele, who's moved back inside. And it'll be Forrest to welcome them into the ramp room as Bialy's CZ headshot does its job. Makelele has to retreat here. They lose Snacks to exist. And Makelele will do the dance and decide he must retreat back
Yeah, and Pasha should just save this off here now. There's no point in moving forward. There's 25 seconds left. NiP have completely control of the whole map. Just try and save the off.
Pasha doesn't heed your warning, and he opens up onto Makalele. They have 18 seconds, but they do have the bomb as well. It could be money for them, if nothing else. Bialy will
NiP's actually letting them get the bomb down.
Oh, through the door. Exist claims that one. Bialy did take one down, but that was always a tall order, 2 on 3.
Yeah, well, NiP, they let him have the bomb. They just decided we're just going to retake this instead, since they actually lost that one man that was close to ramp.
Get-Right tosses that AWP over to Makalele, and there are 5 map points for virtus.pro left.
Yeah, and this is doable for NiP. Like, virtus.pro, especially since their economy is extremely low, if they lose this one without the bomb plant, they're going to be low on money again. They're not going to be able to buy what they want. And then rounds are taken away from virtus.pro.
But that spread from top to bottom that we talked about earlier is only getting worse for NiP. Freiburg's getting better.
Yep.
17 from him down to the lowest fragger. Get-Right has the first frag. It's Sax that goes down. The push into ramp room is missed by Forest. Taz and Bialy hit the deck. Neo and Pasha versus 5. But there are 2 players who will not be daunted by that challenge. There is Neo waiting with a headshot. Sorry, Forest waiting with a headshot onto Neo. Get-Right finishes it off. A clean round.
Indeed it is, and you can actually see what has happened here in NiP is that they're putting Makalele outside now, just as I wanted, and VP is not opting to go there. They'd rather opt to go somewhere else because they know that Makalele is extremely deadly with that op. Instead, they have Forest holding ramp, which you used to do before, and it's paying off. Like that gamble that NiP did just by swapping positions of Get-Right and Makalele, it's really paying off right now.
And it's a save round for VP as well. They have plenty of nades to try and make something happen for them here.
Yeah, they're going to try the same round that they did the previous eco that they actually won, the very first eco they had.
Get-Right is going to spot it. He's pushed up and he's in the right place to see it coming. Bialy does take down Get-Right and will take his weapon as his prize. But in the ramp room are 3 VP players held off. I was going to say held off, but not. There's bomb carrier down, followed up with Forest second. Neo out for the count, and it's Snax, the man who has escaped. Bialy left alone, 1 on 4 now. And they have his number.
Yep, as I said, they're not going to let the same mistake happen twice. And Forrest was ready for that, actually. He just threw the Molotov. BP chose to actually use their smoke to remove the Molotov to rush up, but that was actually, as you can see here, Forrest is having a good time right now.
Yeah, past 3 or 4 rounds have been very much his, and he is second on the scoreboard with 23 frags.
Yeah, he's catching up to Freiburg.
Now for your virtus.pro, how do you, where do you find an opening? They found some, I guess you could say, indiscretion around the outside and were able to take a lot of control, but now they just need that one round. Makalele exchanging AWP shots with Pasha, neither connect. Freiburg's come out to help him and will challenge him, as Pasha is there. And it'll be Forest coming over towards the ramp. Get-Right is forced to retreat as they look to control the yard once again, but Makalele's AWP onto Pasha wins the duel at the 2nd or 3rd time of asking. Snax has switched to the DK and now will show what he can do with it. Get-Right taken down with 4 on 4. And just waiting around the outside to see whether anyone was coming in was, I think it was Neo, as he will wait to see whether they push out and try and sandwich these VP players who have escaped. Pasha elsewhere has gone down to Exist. And VP making themselves hard to find for NiP right now. But Freiburg from the bench spots Taz. Snacks is down as well, and NiP have closed out the round. It's 15-13.
Yeah, and you were just asking me before what I think VP could do at this point. I actually feel that they did the right call there. Pasha had the op. He was trying to have that little one-on-one duel with Michael. He actually missed the first shot, which was crucial for virtus.pro, and then Michael just, by the time Pasha actually went to T-Red, Michael was there waiting for him through the smoke. And virtus.pro, they actually chose to buy here with everything they got. This is, if virtus.pro lose this round, it's going to be overtime. I don't see them winning the next round with that low amount of money. They need to win this one to close it out.
If that's the case, would you have waited till you had absolutely everything for that final round? Does it make any difference? You got to go all in on one of the two rounds.
It really doesn't really make a difference if they choose to buy here or the next round. I think right now they just want to buy, so in case they get the bomb down, they might be able to get some damage, and they can still buy next round. But they do need the bomb plant.
Miraculously with his Get Right, sorry, who's waiting for coming his way. Get Right gets himself the frag onto Snacks before Taz is on top of him. Miraculously retreats with his AWP, rattles a shot off through the smoke, but no dice. Freiburg is awaiting with open arms to Taz. And that AWP from Miraculously as he makes his way up top, dispatches of Pasha. And this looks like it's going to go the way of NiP as Freiburg chases down Neo. And there's a hunger about NiP as they hunt virtus.pro down. And Bialy is having none of it. Has got the first frag. Is going to have to go for the remaining three. And he's not going to get past Forrest, who's waiting with him. A headshot in the back, and it's 15-14. Last chance saloon.
Yeah, and like I was saying before, NiP, they're slow starters.
They're warmed up.
Yeah, they're warmed up now. After the first half, they woke up, and they're playing extremely well now on the CT side. And VP, they can still buy, they don't have that much money, so obviously it's the last round of the half. They're just buying what they can. But this is looking like it's going to be the first overtime that we have in this tournament.
virtus.pro maybe here to spoil the NiP party. One round and it's their map. And the whole complexity of the momentum that's been building up in the past 10 minutes will be all gone. What do they have in their locker? Miraculously is smoked off, and they've done this well before. They've taken control of the yard as they push in, but Get Right wasn't here the last time. Waiting for Snacks, gets himself a headshot. Can he finish up with a second? You bet he can. Get Right comes alive, and Taz will stop him in his tracks. 2 for 1 though, a good trade. Freiburg versus Neo. Freiburg doesn't miss those. And it is 2 on 4. Pasha and Taz, both on about half health versus 4 fully armed NiP players. And it's Forrest to stop Pasha. They come in, hunting down Taz, and NiP pull us back to overtime.
Yeah. Freiburg finishing off the first 30 rounds with 33 frags. Forrest woke up during the second half there, 26 frags for him. I guess the big hitters for virtus.pro for this match has been, like we were talking about before, Pasha obviously, but also Bialy has been playing extremely well. And this overtime, I think that this actually benefits NiP a lot. They start on the CT side now as well, and virtus.pro didn't really have an answer to what NiP is doing right now after that swap from that Miraculously is holding outside instead of Ram. And Get Right is the kind of the guy that's just, he's a little bit everywhere right now. Force is holding Ram, Get Right, and he's just doing, again, what he does best. He's lurking around. And that round, the last round there, they had no clue where Get Right was. He actually managed to get 2 before going down, and it took the virtus.pro a very long time before he actually went down.
But a tale of two halves. Both get the same score on the same side, and yet such is the momentum. Look at the difference in the two faces.
Exactly.
NiP feel like they've won 15-15, virtus.pro feel like they've lost 15-15.
Exactly, that's the difference, right? Because virtus.pro, they started on the easier side. They had a very good side, and they needed to close out the map. Instead, NiP, they woke up. Right now, they have the momentum on their side. Especially, they ended up with the CT side. They're starting now the overtime on the CT side. So if things go NiP's way, they might as well 3-0 virtus.pro on their CT side. And then coming into T side, only one round with that huge momentum on their side.
That's what VP thought, though. They only needed the one round for 7 or 8.
Yep.
And it's easier said than done. VP can take some solace from the fact that their CT side is as good as NiP's.
Yeah, for sure. And actually, one thing that VP, I think, I would love to see VP do here, because if you look at it, Michael is outside. When VP is throwing their smokes outside, Michael actually is rotating back, and Gerard is holding lower. Like I was telling NiP as well, a main split here, I think, would actually work.
If I'm not mistaken, it was Nuke that VP beat NiP at Gfinity. You were there. I think it was.
Yep.
They have what it takes to take this NiP side down, and they prove when the wind is in their sails. They've got it. Let's see whether the wind can return to Polish sails. From either side's perspective, when you go into an overtime on Nuke, you are shooting if you're on the T side for just one round. That is worth so much.
Oh yeah, every round you get on the T side here is extremely important. If you get one, that's great. If you get two,
gold plated.
Yep. You see here, virtus.pro playing very carefully right now. They don't want to make any mistakes.
Right, waiting for Pasha to come his way. Uses the smoke to push out and connects onto a head shot. Right has done his job, just retreats back and says, you know what, I've done it. Coming out into ramp road, Forrest is there, will take on Snacks and win before Neo picks him off. Now Right has to rejoin as the VP players move past ramp room and down into that lower site. Miraculously is waiting with his AWP for anyone who's going to try and hold after the plant. Bomb will go down unless Right can do something about it. Neo doesn't want him to. Freiburg has 2. It's Bialy with 20 points of health against Freiburg and Exist. But the AWP, he shows him how it's done. Freiburg goes down. Exist 1 versus 1 for the round against Bialy! And Exist wins the round for NiP. But that was a big opportunity for virtus.pro.
It was indeed, and they were close again. It was 3-on-5. They got the bomb down. Bialy with 2 very nice frags. Exist playing it extremely cool. Clinches the round, and you saw there on the screen as well for Exist. He's extremely pumped up right now. He's not going to let this map slip.
But is that an opportunity that VP can repeat? Was that a round that if they do that again, they may well get another result?
I think so. I mean, right now they lost the entry. virtus.pro lost the entry, and if you just keep again, UT side, it's about grinding rounds. Even if one round doesn't work, you keep on trying. Sooner or later, you will get that round on the board that you truly need.
Talks about this role that Right's now playing. He's evolved as this map has gone on, or as the CT side has gone on, and just mixing it up every round now.
Yeah, and he's doing it so well as well, because you can never know where Right is. He's always getting 1 or 2 off guard, and he was always getting that frag.
Nade working on Forrest. The AWP follows it up. Pasha, textbook play. Miraculously ready to challenge him. From VP having Forrest down and forcing a hole in the ramp room, how do they go from here?
Well, NiP, like I said before, they have a really solid rotation, so it doesn't matter if they lose the entry or whatnot. They're just trying to stay grouped up, work as a team, and you see here, virtus.pro is on their way to go lower. And you already have Right again. He's another position. virtus.pro, they have no idea where he is.
Freiburg comes down to join the fun. Here goes Get Right. Flashed out. They will try and get this bomb down. Freiburg down to low health as well. VP in the driving seat now. A 5-man afterplant against now just 3 as Freiburg is out courtesy of Neo. Taz gets the next one, and VP can smell the round that they need. They've got it. And that's their first on the T side and tie us up in overtime at 1-1.
Yep, great round by VP. You can actually, again, you see that virtus.pro right now, they're extremely scared of going outside. They actually like to take their time. Pasha, instead of going outside to try to get a pick on Michael, he actually opted to go to ramp instead. It paid off that round.
But interestingly, after he got the pick on the Forest, they then doubled back, did the same smoke that's worked so many times, and Makalele couldn't influence the game from there.
No, because that caused the NiP to rotate, so Michael actually rushed down under Sniper's Nest instead of holding outside like he's been doing, for example, same as this round. He was actually forced to rotate back, so he couldn't really stay here.
The game of chess continues as they try to outwit Makalele, who has seamlessly entered this NiP side thus far. The pressure of a new signing. And again, you see from virtus.pro, take their time, they want their pick, they want the opening frag, and then they can set the agenda. Get Right in his Mag 7 though, it's ready to set his own very abrasive agenda, which Bjarli is having nothing of. Makalele on the other side though, orbs down Pasha. Key win for them as virtus.pro push in. Forest, 2 big hits, Bjarli goes down. Along with Taz. Man advantage here. Neo and Snacks, though, more than capable of delivering damage. Neo with a big opportunity onto Forest, claims it with that CZ. 1 AWP side, and 1 Danger Man inside. Exist, being the Danger Man, gets himself the first one onto this opposite numbers Neo, and now Snacks uses the flash to try and escape from that site. Exist is firing him in the back, but he will be allowed to get out. The grenade comes in and takes him down to just 25 points of health. And Makalele, can he earn his keep in this NiP team now? 1 versus 1 against Snacks. Bomb ticks away, and Snacks is now in position! Downs Makalele, 2 rounds, VP on the T side of overtime. They're in the driving seat once again.
Yeah, and that was looking so good for NiP. Force with 2 huge kills there. And virtus.pro, again. They mean business.
They
Snacks, as well. I think Snacks, this is actually his 3rd 1-on-2 this match. And if it was for him, I don't think virtus.pro would have been here right now.
He is having a hell of a game. If we look at the scoreboard, he's on 24. Only Bjarli has more with 30. On the other side, it is, of course, Freiburg, 35. Forest, 29, leading the way.
Yeah, and again, now what I would love to see from NiP coming into this T side, if they want to win, they need 3 rounds here. And I think in order to do so, this first round is key, and I really want to see that main split. I haven't seen it yet. They're doing a bunch of A smoke rounds, doing a bunch of standards, but that one main split, they still have that in their arsenal that I haven't used yet.
What did VP do so well on their T side that they didn't in regular time?
They got the kills. They took it extremely slow, even though the time was running out. They took it slow, and they worked as a team just to try and not get picked apart. And even in these clutch situations, that's what the difference is as well. VP's actually win in these clutch situations now. They didn't during regular time.
virtus.pro managing to convert 66% of their T side in overtime. Can NiP match or go better? They must take Nuke.
Yes, in my mind, they have to win Nuke. The virtus.pro extremely focused right now. They have a game plan, they just need to execute it properly. And so does NiP, and right now it's extremely even. Yeah, sure, NiP needs 2 rounds in order to stay in this game, but it's doable.
Big first round here. And we're underway for the second half of overtime. virtus.pro 17-16 up against the Ninjas in Pajamas, who must now find a way past this VP-CT side. To remind you, both sides played out 12-3 in regulation time. Snacks and his AWP, dispatch of one. Oh, he had an opportunity there onto Freiburg, who was having none of it. And NiP create an opening for themselves, taking out the AWP. But Neo has added to his arsenal this time around, which we didn't see on VP-CT side before. This second AWP. He retreats back up to ramp room. What's he looking for? What has he been told? Now down and towards that B site, the smoke covering the planter. Exist gets the hit onto Bialy. Bomb planted, man advantage. 3-man retake needed here for VP. And Taz goes about it with the first frag onto Exist. Get right, waits for Taz on the top. Awesome position. And we'll be sending question marks through the remaining VP players as to where are the Swedes. And here they come. Makalele gets the first and the second. NiP pick up their first on the T side.
Yeah, and this is, you see, NiP is adapting to what virtus.pro is doing. They know that they like to retake that B bomb site. So NiP get right. He was just waiting and squeaky. They actually, NiP had Exist in the vents as well. So because they know that, okay, there's probably no one on VP that's holding lower. Just stay here, hold us, get the bomb down, and eventually they will come running, they will drop the vents, they will come from ramp, and just make sure you don't get picked apart.
How often would you think to look at where Get Right was, though?
Well, he likes to play the squeak area, and that's normally where he is. So I'm pretty sure virtus.pro knows that. It's just that he actually took longer now to go there than what he's done before, and we're talking about seconds here.
Freiburg gets the frag as the crowd find their voices. 5-on-4 VP. Suddenly in overtime, both sides, CT side is showing holes that just weren't there before. Forrest has the frag onto Bialy. Neo will have to dig deep to bail this team out. Drops down. Forrest is waiting for him. Exist has the neck. Pasha goes down. And Taz is the last man standing. NiP are a frag away from map point. Taz is no stranger to big moments, but this would have to be something special. Something that maybe even Taz feels he can't do.
Yeah, no, it's just going to say they don't have any money from the VP side, so next round will actually be extremely difficult for VP. And notice, if you compare NiP's T side now to the start of the game, they're playing with confidence now. You know, they're awake, they're ready. That's the difference. They're not doing anything else, you know, they're not doing anything differently. It's just that they're actually hitting their shots now, which they didn't in the start of the game.
Is this the first time that it's advantage NiP? To take the lead, they have map point, and virtus.pro have a question mark against them. But remember, coming into this overtime, the win was very much with NiP, and VP picked up that first round on the T side and reminded us all of their quality. They can pull this off. They can take us to a second overtime. There is nothing that NiP can take for granted right now.
Yeah, no, and virtus.pro, they have 1-4, 1 FAMAS and 1 Scout, and they have 2 pistols. It's really important for them right now to not get caught off guard.
Taz flashed out, but has NiP players coming in beneath him. Gets the first and the second. Big frags coming in from Pasha and Snacks. We're running out of ninjas. Freiburg is 1-on-2. Neo and Bialy left us alive. And what does Freiburg do? He goes looking for Neo, who ties up the game. It is 18-all, and virtus.pro are having none of the romance. They're here to win, and they have taken us to a second overtime.
Yep, and NiP, they were doing it so well the first 2 rounds, and they just opt to rush inner. They know that VP is low on money. Just try again, just do what you've been doing. It's clearly been working out for you, even though you want to try and catch VP off guard. Is it really worth that risk when you can just play your own game? And you know for a fact that VP, they're sitting there with no nades, no money. Sure, they had 2 rifles, 1 scout, and 2 pistols. But I think that would have worked out so much better if NiP would just taken it slow and, you know, just do what you did the previous 2 rounds.
You can cut the tension with a knife back here. It is spectacular. This is a sports arena feeling. you go from the crowd chanting NiP to the frag from Neo and the pin drop that you can hear afterwards.
Yeah, and now I would actually say that VP has the advantage now coming into the second overtime. They're the one starting the CT side, and they're the one that won the last round, especially on a low buy like that. So now they're feeling confident.
How much do the experienced heads of a Taz or a Forest play in this? I mean, now these two sides, they've got so much experience.
Yeah, indeed, and when it comes to the more overtimes you get, the harder the CT side is to play, actually, because you're running out of ideas to do, and whereas when on the T side, you're gaining ideas on what to do. But I still think that this is in VP's favor. I think that if they get a solid CT side here now, again, they can't afford to lose 2 T rounds.
It is standing room only here as we are about to get the second overtime underway. virtus.pro and Ninjas in pajamas tied up, inseparable, as they exchange exactly the same scorelines again and again. It is standing room only here at the Elmia Center in Jönköping. No one wants to give up this seat, and you can see why. Here we go. VP starting on the CT side. I've got to push you for a prediction, Fiflair.
That's tough. I think they're so even right now. It's such an exciting first map of the semifinals.
Snacks with an opportunity there. Doesn't quite take it, but different from virtus.pro this time. They've pushed Pasha out with the auto sniper, and he starts to rattle off shots, but is lucky to get away with his life in the end. Freiburg gets himself the frag onto Bialy, and the solid T defenses that we saw in regulation time have melted. And NiP using that smoke much in the same way virtus.pro did with great success, have pushed away from outside, and Taz having to leave that A-bomb side and wonder if NiP are coming his way. Well, the answer is yes, as Pasha goes down. Taz gets himself a headshot onto Forest. Makalele returns the favor onto Snacks, and there are only 2 VP players left up against the 3 NiPs. As Makalele, true and straight, drops Taz as they rotate back up to that A site. Neo is here, though. If there's anyone you want in a situation like this, it may well be Neo. Year after year, he has delivered, but Get Right puts NiP back in the lead.
Yep, great run by NiP. He just went outside, caught one of the VP members off guard. Great headshot on the first entry there. And they just, again, they took it slow inside. They went lower, but Get Right, again, he was in squeaky. So by the time he went out squeaky, he noticed, okay, there's no one upper. You know, just rotate back and plant them on upper, and that's what he did. And it worked out.
370,000 people watching online. Absolutely spectacular. For this DreamHack semi-final number 1. There's still more to come your way later on today, as well as semi-final 2 and the grand final are still yet to be.
And NiP they're just doing what they know is working right now, and that's just to take outside, go down lower, try and get a few picks.
Taz waiting on NiP coming his way once more. DTF2 in ramp from Get Right again in an interesting position. He's occupying Snacks. And in the last round, Snacks was the first one to go down. They lost their anchor. These have control of the B-bomb site with Exist headshot onto Neo. Taz opens up, can see nothing, fires straight, but the bomb still goes down. They know exactly where he is as well. And Forest will drop his old veteran friend. NiP a frag after frag here. It's Snacks last man standing, 1 on 3. Some on low health, but Snacks himself has only 29. But he can't see anyone. We'll get the first. It's Forest that goes down. The bomb, though, has ticked a long way along now, and Snacks is just going to have to go for it. Waiting for him is Makalele. And NiP have a 2-round advantage. These defenses that were so strong on the CT side are now porous. Ts are following through and getting bomb plant after bomb plant. Is it pressure that's allowing both NiP and VP on their T side to get so many rounds?
Well, it's also pressure, but it's also both virtus.pro and NiP adapting to what they can actually do and what works on the T side. I actually think now NiP, they have such a momentum going into the C side. I actually think the NiP will actually probably run away with this for first map.
What can VP do? Because the last 2 rounds, it's been outside, lower, take it and hold.
Yeah, they need to contest outside because clearly the retakes they're doing is not working. I would love to see an aggressive round from VP outside. But this round as well, they're just trying to do the same thing that we did in the previous rounds. Just they don't have that much of an arsenal.
Taz gets the first frag with a CC on to get right. This round crucial, they'll be facing 3 map points on their T side themselves. Freiburg has the first for NiP as we go 4-4. Patch down, big man to be taking out as well. Snacks has just been overawed outside.
And VP, they have no one on the lower bomb side.
Taz gets the frag on to exist, but Forrest quickly returns to favor. Neo coming one-on-one against Forrest now, and Forrest with a headshot. Downs him. Bomb planted. Bjarly, last man standing, isn't standing anymore. NiP have 3 map points going onto their CT side here in the second round of overtime on Nuke. You would bet your house on them now to close this one out.
Yeah, for sure. I really don't see NiP losing 3 rounds here at CT.
It's a tall order, though. This VP side have proven they can do it, but they need to get 3, something they could only muster in the whole of the 15 rounds on their earlier T side.
Yeah, exactly, and especially now as well, when NiP is playing so well, I think it's still possible. It's just that it's an extremely hard task in front of them. And right now, the only thing VP is doing, you see, VP is not talking right now. They're just extremely focused. Whereas on the opposite side, NiP, they're keeping the communications up. They're talking about every single scenario that can happen. Okay, well, if virtus.pro, they rush inner, if they go outside, this is going to happen. We have a game plan. He's here for us as well. He's just basically just telling Freiburg, you know, if this happens as well, Freiburg, be sure to do this, be sure to do that.
What type of a character is Exist in these situations? We talk about the other players. Exist, though, what does he bring in a high-pressure situation?
Well, in these situations, he knows that, okay, we have the edge here, and basically what he's telling his team right now is, you know, just do what you've been doing, because clearly it's working. Whereas then you have the heavy hitters like Forrest right now, he's the one talking the most, because Forrest is actually an extremely smart player in that sense. He knows what's going on. He has a lot of ideas when it comes to overtime and, you know, what NiP should do in order to actually clinch the round or clinch the match. And, you know, he's not going to be afraid to actually tell the rest of his teammates about what he feels could actually work here.
Let's also take a quick look at the frags there. virtus.pro with Neo down on 20, a spread of 10 up to Snacks on 30, 2 players on 30. But look at the bottom of that NiP scoreboard. Get Right, 20. Top frag at Freiburg, 43. Rare to see Get Right so low, but you know he could turn it around on the next map and it would be a non-starter of a subject.
Oh yeah, for sure, but on a map like New, Get Right he's not getting that many frags on this side. He's just doing the work in, you know, in having VP always second guessing themselves. Where can Get Right be? What can we do?
NiP have 3 map points as we get underway here for the second half of the second overtime. This is their map if you're just joining us. Next map will be Cash, which Get Right brings us to just 4 frags away from. He pushes outside, gets the first, but Freiburg helps him out with the work onto Taz, and this could be over quickly unless Snacks could do something about it, and he does onto Makalele. VP taking some ground from NiP now. Where do they go from here?
Well, as you can see, NiP, when there are 3 guys remaining, they just want to try and stay grouped up. If they end up going lower, they're just going to try and retake the site. But if they actually do go upper, So it's somewhat of a gamble, but just to try and not get picked apart one by one.
Bomb planted, 3-on-3 after plant, with VP set up for it. Neo taking damage from Forrest on ramp. He will use that grenade to push him back in and use that Molotov to hold him back. Charges out on top of it as well. And now they have that man advantage, which is taken away from them by Freiburg. Spies the prize. They're yet to see what's waiting for them on the other side, though. Bialy has the first. There's no help left on Freiburg either. And virtus.pro remind us what they're capable of. They need 2 more, though.
Yes, they do, and you can see if you compare the 2 teams now during the overtime, you can see that both of the teams actually opt to go for outside. And that's not something we saw from virtus.pro on the first overtime. They were very hesitant on going outside. They'd rather take it very slow, work their ramp area, and just when it's like 50 seconds left, then they smoke off yard, and then they go down, try to go underground. Right now, Virtus playing extremely fast, taking over yard fast, and I think that was the difference between this round and the previous rounds.
Pasha through the smoke onto Makelele. Big games take big plays. And VP have a repertoire of them, which Pasha adds to there. From here, this is... Oh, Exist gets himself the kill on the Snacks. I was going to say, with this man advantage, this is the situation VP like. They can then play around with NiP and move, but having lost that man up, they're going to have to focus on one area, and it will be ramp, and it will be Forrest who will see them first. Forrest, who has, particularly in the second half of the game, really come alive. Here comes virtus.pro. Neo spots Forrest. Get right, gets the first frag. Forrest has the second, but they're returned instantly by 2 from VP. Exist and Forrest both down. Neo with the bomb now, and Get Right dancing through the vents. He's waiting for the other man that is Freiburg to get into position coming in from ramp, and he does. VP make themselves hard to find. First shot fired, and now they know where Neo is, and Get Right will hunt him down, but Pasha nullifies. 1 versus 1 for the map. Freiburg charges in, Pasha stops him.
Gets the headshot, Pasha with an instant reply. That was a close round. And what a first map. The first time I final of the day, and this is what we start off the day with.
If Russell Crowe were here, I think he would be asking, are you not entertained?
Yeah.
But he's not here. Fortunately, he couldn't be with us today, other commitments.
He might be watching. I mean, right now it's 382,922 viewers. He might be one of them.
Russell, if you're out there, love your work. Last round, last map point for NiP. No one giving this one up without a fight. Again, it's the lower site that we contested in that last round.
Yeah, both teams are opting to go and just try to win rounds on the lower side. Both teams right now, it's working, it's paying off.
Makelele with the CC gets himself a frag onto Snacks. We haven't talked about it, but look at the weapon split on NiP. This is a big opportunity for VP. It is slowly does it for the 4 men of virtus.pro. They haven't found Makelele on the outside after he got that kill on Snacks, and that's what's held them back. That's what's prevented them from really rushing in, because they don't know where he's retreated to. They're going to nade up to him now. But it sails past him and only does 12 points of damage. Bialy though finishes off the job. 4 on 4. virtus.pro mean business. We've seen Exist from this position do oh so well before. Can he finish off the job this time? No. Taz takes him down. Forrest, though, with his Famis does avenge and level up the numbers momentarily, but VP going frag for frag. Freiburg's headshot onto Pasha does the job. Neo goes down to Get Right.